Hello, and welcome to Ximble. In this video, we'll be going over Ximble's time tracking module and how to efficiently and effectively utilize its features. Before we get started, you'll need access to your Ximble account. You'll want to visit our website by entering www.ximble.com into your browser's URL bar. Once on Ximble's website, you can click Ximble Login at the top of the page, or click Menu, then the Login to Ximble button. This is the login page. Enter in your username and password combination to gain access to your account. You can click the Remember Me button before logging in to save your account credentials, but you'll want to avoid this if you're using a shared browser. Once you've successfully logged into your Ximble account, the first page you'll land on is the dashboard page, which is an overview of your account. This page will look slightly different depending on the assigned user role of the team member that's currently logged into the Ximble account. From this page, you're able to achieve and determine quite a few things. Let me explain. Team members can clock in, clock out, view other team members that are currently clocked in, determine the clock in and clock out location of team members if the mobile phone application is being utilized, and review any available notifications, announcements, or requests. Additionally, you can view a monthly glance and weekly snapshot of the account. To access the time clock module, hover over the clock icon found on the main navigation menu on the left side of the account. Then click the time clock button. Once clicked, you'll be taken to the time clock page. When you first land on this page, you'll be able to clock in if you haven't already done so via the dashboard page. Once you're clocked in, you'll be presented with the exact time you clocked in, how long you've worked for, and the ability to write and save a shift report. You can also start or end any activity created within the account. For example, a break. If you or a team member forgot to clock in, clock out, or you simply need to edit or manually add a timesheet page entry, you can do so by clicking the plus Add Clock Time button. Adding clock time is as easy as choosing a team member, selecting the clock in date, the clock in time, the clock out time, and the position. If a team member is still clocked in, you can enable the Don't Set Clock Out Time option. If this option is enabled, the team member in question will be expected to clock out at the end of their shift. Optionally, you can add any notes, activities, or a pay code before clicking the Save button. To access the timesheet page, hover over the clock icon found on the main navigation menu, then click the Timesheets button. Alternately, when on the time clock page, you can click the Timesheets drop-down menu and click the Timesheet button. The Timesheets page is where you can review, edit, create, delete, and approve time clock entries. The entries can be individually selected, or select it all at once by clicking the checkboxes on the left side of the page. Selected entries can be mass edited by clicking the Edit button. The options that can be mass edited are pay code, approval status, position, department, and location. The approved/pending hours data states that there are 5.50 pending hours. We'll select those entries now and utilize the Mass Approve button. You'll now notice that the pending hours have shifted to the approved hours. The other entries are shifts that are still clocked into. If necessary, when editing timesheet page entries, you can manually clock out a team member by clicking the Clock Out button. You can filter the timesheet page by date range, as well as select a specific employee, department, and location. You can hide approved hours and only show your direct reports. Direct reports are based on the supervisor status. You can learn more about supervisors by watching the account settings training video. Once clock time exceeds a questionable amount, the total time column will display a specific color and warning icon. Entries that are 12 hours or longer will be indicated by an orange color. Entries that are 24 hours or longer will be indicated by a red color. Entries that exceed 24 hours cannot be approved, so they'll need to be edited. To edit a shift, simply click the pencil icon found on the far right side of the entry in question. When inline editing, you can change the position and department, the date, clock in time, clock out time, add or edit any activities, change the pay code, and add or edit any notes. Clicking the Advanced button will open up the Edit Clock Time page, which is similar to the plus Add Clock Time page. You can always edit entries in Advanced mode by enabling the Always Open in Advanced mode option. Once the shift has been edited, click the Save button, then the Approve button. You can now approve any pending entries. An alternate way of doing this will be to click the 3 vertical dots in the upper right hand corner. Then click Approve All. From this menu, you're also able to export the entries to a PDF file, CSV file, or Excel file. You can also print the page. You can delete any unneeded entries by clicking the trash can icon. If a user clocked in or out using the mobile phone application, you'll notice a GPS pin to the left of the clock in or clock out time. Clicking the GPS pin will open a separate page displaying the location of the user at the time of clocking in or clocking out. Once you're satisfied and all of the timesheet page entries have been approved, you're ready to move on to the payroll report. Navigate to the payroll report page by hovering over the graph icon found on the main navigation menu, then select Payroll Report. The payroll report generates data based on approved timesheet page entries. We already have approved entries ready to be generated, so let's go ahead and generate a payroll report. First, select the appropriate date range. Group type, and view. Next, select all locations or a specific location. Choose the employees that will be included in the report. And enable any columns that you would like to see additional information for. Enable the Deduct Unpaid Breaks and Activities button if you've created and utilized the break system within your account. This will automatically deduct any unpaid breaks from the payroll report. Include PTO hours would be enabled if you've included Ximble's paid time off add-on in your subscription, have a policy created, and have approved paid time off you'd like to include in the report. This could also be enabled if you have paid time off synced from one of our several payroll partner integrations, which is covered in another training video, or can be reviewed on our Support Center page. Finally, determine if you'd like to calculate weekly overtime or California overtime. Once you're ready, click the Generate drop-down menu and select Generate. The payroll report has now been generated, but if you'd like to see the information based on the columns you've included, you can click the down arrows to view each team member individually, or click the drop-down menu in the upper right-hand corner and select View Detailed for all. The payroll report can be printed or exported as a CSV file in both summary and detailed formats. The My Timesheet page can be accessed from the main navigation menu or from the Timesheets drop-down menu via the Time Clock page. The My Timesheet page is very similar to the Timesheets page, but will only display your own personal timesheet entries. The entries on this page can be edited, but only if the proper permissions have been set within the settings. Jobs and Activities is accessed from the same menu, or from the Time Clock page by clicking the Manage drop-down menu, then Jobs and Activities. This is where you would add a break, lunch, or any other activities or projects you would like to track when team members are clocked in. Let's add one now. Click the plus Add Job Code button, enter in a title, a short description if necessary, and choose whether it's a break and/or paid. Once you're finished, click the Save button. Let's head back over to the Time Clock page and test it out now. The final page to cover is the Time Clock Audit Log page. To access this page, hover over the clock icon found on the main navigation menu and select Audit Log. Alternately, when on the Time Clock page, Click the Manage drop-down menu, then select Audit Log. The audit log displays any edits made to the timesheet page. You can determine when an edit occurred by checking the Date column, who made the edit by checking the Editor column, what was edited by checking Event, who the edit applied to under Employee, and the start and end time. This page can of course be filtered by employee, date range, and several other options by clicking the filter button. This concludes the time tracking training video. You can find our other training videos as well as helpful articles, guides, and more by visiting our support center. Thanks! Have a wonderful morning, afternoon, or evening.